Well, most of us trust that when we go under the knife for a surgical procedure, things will go smoothly and we'll feel better quickly. But that doesn't always happen. The Food and Drug Administration tracks problems with drugs and medical devices and alerts doctors and patients that something could go wrong. That way that product can be taken off the market or just used in specific situations. However, that information doesn't always come fast enough. I went on special assignment and found out what happens when those warnings come too late.
You know, it's going to be so hard for my poor daughter. It's hard for me, but I feel so bad for her. Just, she doesn't have her mom.
This Christmas will be the first Christmas the Curtis family will spend without their beloved Nancy, a wife, a mother, and popular teacher at Missoula Sentinel High School. Her photos, her spirit, her love still fill the family home.
Nance was, boy, she stayed so positive. That was part of her routine. So I'm going to stay positive, and she did.
Nancy died last December, 2 years after what was supposed to be an easy, common, even simple procedure to remove uterine fibroids. Her family had no idea that surgery was her death sentence.
Physicians said, "Oh, this will be easy. This will be, routine. We'll do it laparoscopically and, robotically, and then we'll." I don't think we heard this word exactly, but we'll morcellate the tumor and remove it, and you'll be on your feet in a couple of days.
That word, morcellate, using what's called a power morcellator. It's a device that dissects a fibroid or uterine tumor to remove it. But in 2014, 8 months after Nancy's surgery, the FDA issued a warning. If this device is used in women with undiagnosed uterine cancers, there's a risk the morcellator can essentially stir up cancer cells and spread them throughout the body. That is what happened to Nancy. Her previously undiagnosed stage 1 cancer quickly spread to stage 4 within a month of that surgery. She was suddenly in the fight of her life. But at the age of 53, just 2 years after that surgery, Nancy died. Had her family known about the problems with the morcellator, they would have chosen a different treatment.
Initially, I think doctors thought, yeah, this happens occasionally, but now the FDA said there's about a 1 in 350 chance. And so it's a lot more common than we initially thought.
Common enough that Nancy's story got the attention of Montana Congressman Ryan Zinke, who was co-sponsoring the Medical Device Guardian Act. It requires doctors to report unsafe medical devices to the manufacturer and the Food and Drug Administration so they don't linger on the market, hurting people.
You know, with pharmaceutical companies, what's important is transparency, make sure that they're held accountable, like all corporations. And I think this bill does that, but it's an important healthcare issue, especially women's healthcare, because you'll look at the challenges that women's healthcare has in a frontier state like Montana.
Within a year, within the first year, I noticed things.
Crystal Combs is 37 with 4 children. Back in 2005, she opted for the implantable permanent contraceptive device called Essure. Their coil is implanted into a woman's fallopian tubes to create scar tissue, preventing pregnancy. The non-surgical procedure seemed perfect until she started experiencing some odd symptoms.
Bone pain, I had migraines, my hair would fall out, joint pain. I was always sick. A cold would put me down in bed for 2 weeks.
Miserable, she stumbled upon a Facebook page called Essure Problems, where more than 30,000 other women claimed Essure has terrible side effects.
It was just terrifying, all the stories that these ladies have on there. I mean, there's a lot of people losing babies. They're losing just all kinds of body parts. I mean, of course, everything female related, but some are losing their colons, their bladders, the kidneys.
Just last month, the FDA finally released a black box warning for Essure, alerting doctors and patients there are significant side effects. It's the sternest warning a drug or medical device can get while remaining on the market. That warning, though, not good enough for Essure opponents who want it off the market.
It comes back to the FDA protecting the people, the consumers they're supposed to protect, and really saying we have a flawed system, and things are getting through, not just with Essure, but with other devices. You know, that you don't have women who are 22 years old that are getting hysterectomy.
Loss and heartbreak have pushed many to tell their stories. Nancy's story has already helped some women who were faced with the same surgery make different decisions. And that's something Ray says she would have liked.
Because we actually started this before she died. So she was in on it. She never was angry, but she thought something had to be done.
Now, the Curtis family held an event this year called Nancy's Walk in Missoula. It's to help bring awareness to sarcoma, which is the cancer that she battled so bravely. And do remember, before any medical procedure, you should do your research. Check with your doctor. What are they going to use on you? Check with the FDA and see if there have been any complaints by anybody else, because as we know, no surgery is ever routine.
Always that case of second and third opinions. Yeah,
Exactly.
you bet. Thanks, Jill. Good story. Don't count out some snow a little later this week, along with much colder daytime highs.